right, so Ty Cohen here, and we're actually on the Norwegian Bliss. We're in the middle of the ocean right now. We're attending the Two Comma Club Mastermind event. I've got a good friend of mine, Janak Mehta, a guy that I've known for a long time. I think one of the most brilliant guys in the industry, someone who, whenever I get a chance to hang around him, I pick his brain and we talk about just some cool things. And now what we've done is, like, this is one of the biggest part of networking that I think that if you haven't gotten it so far, you should definitely get. It's not only being able to network with just brilliant guys and smart guys and just guys that are humble, but also being able to get your family around their families so that your families start to benefit from that networking as well. So what me and Melissa did, my wife did, was we brought Tyler and Summer, our two youngest, right? And they brought their two kids as well. So now we're just having fun. Like, we're in the pools, we're on the ship, we've got some go-kart
it's scheduled on Wednesday.
Sessions scheduled on Wednesday. So it's fun, it's making money, and it's just building relationships, and it's networking. Something that, I talk about this a few times, and that is, it's something that I had to get used to, right? So I talk about being comfortable with getting uncomfortable, right? So if you're not comfortable with networking and attending events, then make sure that you get to the point where you do be uncomfortable. So Janak, man, good to have you on today, and we've been talking about some stuff. We've been talking about, your rise to fame. I think you came over here to the U.S. in 1999, right? Mm-hmm. And Janak is a true story of what's possible when you put in the work, when you're laser focused, and when you just go for what it is that you want to go for. So you came here in 1999 from India.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now you're in the marketing industry, right? It's safe to say, right? So you're why don't you tell them a little bit about what you do right now?
So I run a Facebook advertising agency where we help our clients launch, grow, and scale their campaigns, scale their business through Facebook and Instagram ads. For the industries we focus on is experts and experts like you and e-com entrepreneurs like you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we've got a couple of drinks here too, guys. As you guys know, I like to be 100%, with you guys, and we just have a really cool vibe. So Janak came over here, and he came from India, right? Got involved with real estate, got involved with a few other things, and immediately hit the ground running, right? He realized that the environment that he was in, the corporate world, wasn't a stable environment, right? It wasn't something that was going to be totally something that him and his family could depend on. And he said, let me try this entrepreneurship thing, right? This entrepreneurial thing, because there's a lot more dependence when I am depending on myself versus depending on someone else to be loyal to me, someone else to put food on the table, and someone else to be as committed as I would be, right? So when you first came here, I think you said that you got a job as, or your desire was to be a programmer, right? So you went to some really, really cool schools, right? You got some really awesome jobs with some really recognizable names. So how did that work out initially?
So I came here to do my master's at Carnegie Mellon University in computer science, electrical engineering and business school. And then I started working at Bell Communication Research Lab as a research scientist. Making a lot of money.
Right.
And
so wait, what's a lot of money?
Well, to me back then, $100,000 a lot of money.
$100,000 in 1999. That was about $200,000, right?
And I was 24 years old. Sorry.
24 years old, making about the equivalent of $200,000. That's a lot of money.
Yes,
that's a hell of a lot of money.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, awesome. So go ahead.
Yeah. So then, I was there. I actually, within the first 3 months, I got an award from the company as well.
Yeah.
Working hard and
So employee of the month or employee of the
so it's actually got a CEO award.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then 11 months later, they laid me off.
So 200,000 awards. 10 months, 11 months later,
done.
That's it.
And I was like, okay, this is how corporate America works.
Right. Yeah.
And that opened up my eyes, and I was like, okay, that's fine. But before starting my job at Bell Communication Research Lab, I actually had 17 other job offers.
17 job offers.
17 job offers. Right?
So 17 job offers. This shows you how valuable what he knows was to corporate America, right? 17.
Yeah, and after I got laid off, I was like, okay, I can just go back to 16 other job offers,
Right.
and then they will hire me. That did not happen.
Gotcha. Okay. So now, let's fast forward a little bit. You're out, right? 200K, right? It's safe to say you weren't buying Bentleys and Lambos and things
No,
like that.
I bought my
200K,
first
right?
car was $7,000 used car.
Gotcha. Okay. So level-headed guy, smart guy, but he's out. So what was the next step for you?
Next step, I realized that listen, I have skills.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not able to get a job in telecommunication industry, I can still find a job for something else in some in other industries, right?
Right.
I have skills, so I looked at my skills and then started applying for right jobs in different industries. And Ford Motor Company picked me up.
Right, so you picked up by Ford now.
Yeah.
Now, at what point, because I know right now, and ever since I've met you, I've known Janak for maybe about 14, 15 years
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah.
I've known you as the marketing guy, right? So I've known you as the guy who's been involved with marketing. At what point did that kick in?
So that started back in my first right at Ford Motor Company. I had an opportunity to work at Ford's Advanced Marketing Division.
Right.
And we were analyzing and predicting what models or what kind of segment Ford Motor Company should play in 10 years from now.
10 years, decade out.
So yeah, decade out. And then what we did was we actually had the entire conference room. It was a big conference room, and every wall, we used to call it our war room.
Gotcha. Okay.
And every wall had every car from every different company.
Are you sick? So your competitors come?
Yes, everything
Right.
was laid out.
Current year?
Current year, not current, just current year.
Right.
What are they going to also launch? Whatever was public to us.
Interesting. Okay.
And then we were finding gaps. Okay, this is a gap, this is a gap. And then based on our strength, based on Ford Motor Company's strength, we are going to then start predict and start analyzing the market capacity or the total market needs and everything. So there's a lot of data crunching going on. That really opened up my eyes, and I was like, oh, because I'm an analytics guy, because I love research so much, marketing is the same thing.
And the numbers. Right?
It's all about numbers.
Right.
It's
Gotcha.
all about
Gotcha.
numbers.
Right.
So that's when I started thinking about, oh, marketing may not be a bad thing, right? For me, marketing was this, dumb people do marketing and they're all sleazy. And
It's a scam, and they're just trying to sell me snake oil salesman.
But then I realized, marketing is all about figuring out what your customers are looking for and then giving it to them,
Right.
selling it to them. That's it.
Gotcha.
But you need to know what the customers are looking for. So that really made me excited about marketing, and I wanted to learn marketing.
So now you're at the point where you're learning marketing, because when we got introduced, I actually was a speaker at a marketing event that you had,
Yeah,
right?
back in
Along with
2007,
some
yeah.
really big names, right? So you had guys like Onyx Singel, Matt Basak, Ray Edwards, Greg Caesar, Jermaine Griggs, some really big names that were speaking at this
Yeah.
point. So how did you go from working at Ford Motor Company to getting some of the planet's largest marketers, most well-known marketers to speak at your event? Like, this is a guy that just came here in 1999. The event was in 2003. Damn, 4 years later, if my math is right. Right? So
No, event was actually in 2007.
2007. So that's
Yeah.
still 8 years later. That's
Sure,
not
sure.
bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how did you go from 1999 to just getting here to 8 years later, right?
Yeah.
Having these internet marketing celebrities, and I'm gonna call myself a celebrity.
So there's a bunch of different things we did, but the main thing is we put ourselves in the real estate investment business. We started learning a lot, started going to training, going to attend different seminars, and within 18 months we bought and sold $2.4 million worth of properties.
So $2.4 million worth of properties in 18 months.
Yeah.
So we were
From
talking
2004
earlier,
to 2005.
right? When we were talking earlier, and I said I got to interview this guy right now. This is the moment where I've got to connect this thing. I've got to turn the camera on and get some of what's in his head out so I can share with you. What I got from you when we were talking earlier was that you and your wife, Irvi, totally submerged yourself in what it is that you were doing, right?
That's correct.
So totally put yourself in the environment, totally studied, and said, this is where we want to be, this is where we're going to go. Saw yourself there, and then you moved towards going there.
Absolutely.
Right.
What we believe, this is true for both my wife and I.
Right.
What we believe is success comes by modeling someone else.
Okay.
So back then, our model was Robert Allen, Mark Victor Hansen,
Okay.
their company, what they were teaching us, right? All we did was, okay, they made millions of dollars.
Yeah.
We know we want to go there, and they have laid out the training and path for us. All we have to do is just, obviously invest the money,
Right.
and then start implementing. That's it.
So you guys saw Robert Allen, Mark
Uh-huh.
Victor Hansen, and I think you said that you saw an ad in the paper.
Yeah, it was like a
Right.
centerfold in a Sunday newspaper.
Okay.
And this was back in 2004, and the ad said something like this, that his mission is to make 1,000 new millionaires. Are you going to do the next one? And I was like,
Hell yeah, that's me, right?
So I ran,
Right.
and we went to the 2-hour free event, and then
Yeah.
from there we gone into the what we would know now as a funnel, right?
Yeah.
The entire of an offline funnel, from a 2-hour workshop to the weekend boot camp, and then from weekend boot camp to a mastermind coaching program to a 25K program.
Gotcha. So you went to his free event.
Yeah,
The event was what, a day or a couple of hours? The free event?
the 2 hours
2 hours, okay. And then from there, they sold you into a $3,000 weekend event.
weekend boot camp.
Where'd you get the $3,000?
Back then, I mean,
I like to ask the personal questions, guys.
well, I had credit cards. I had this. I mean, I was working. I had money. in
Okay,
my bank,
gotcha,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
So he was, that's right, you were working at Ford.
Ford Motor Company,
So
yeah.
he was banking it. But, because that's a question that a lot of people ask, right? Hey, I don't have $3,000.
Well, if you believe in yourself, okay. Listen, I'm an immigrant.
Yeah.
I believe money is plenty available in this country.
Yeah, right.
Worst
It's
case-
everywhere.
It's everywhere. Not only
Right.
that, worst case scenario, you can put it in a credit card for now,
Correct.
and then make money and pay it off.
And you pay it off, right?
Yeah.
And you bite the interest, because if you're confident in yourself,
Interest is cheap.
right,
Interest
and
is
the
cheap.
ability to learn,
Yes.
you can go in, learn, implement, and then you're gonna make more than what that interest is gonna cost.
And when you
right?
put the money out like that, this is just our what has worked for us, right? We always invest money,
Okay.
and the moment we invest money, it puts a fire in our butt
To get it
to
back.
get things done.
Right.
And yeah, I want to get it back 5,
You want to
7
get it back.
times.
Right.
So when you invest that kind of money, you are going to, well, at least in my
Yeah.
case, we work hard to get it back.
Yeah.
So to me, the cost of money, whatever its interest is, 8% or 18%, doesn't matter to me at all, because I know I'm gonna get 3, 4, 5, 100% return on that investment.
And the thing is, so I can tell by looking in his eyes, you're not here to see it, but he may not know how he's gonna get it done, but he knows he's gonna get it done.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I think that's the difference. Like, just being confident enough and knowing that you don't know the exact steps, but it's gonna happen.
And
Right.
another thing is, Tony Robbins talks about how belief creates action creates results, right?
Yeah.
But what is a belief? If you really dig down deeper, and actually now I have this new awareness of what is a belief.
Right.
Belief is nothing but a decision you make.
Once you decide.
Once you decide, that becomes your belief.
Right.
Decisions are a belief.
So
And I learned this from my mentor, David Baer, actually.
Gotcha. So a belief is what you decide. So let's take that even further, right? Because I think that's good. I think a lot of people need that. So now you decide, because you can't decide that I'm a frog, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. But it's got to be something practical. I decide that I'm a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
So
you
now,
just make a decision.
what are the things that a millionaire does, right?
Exactly.
Now, we're not saying to be negligent and to just be reckless with finances and just go in and start popping bottles and things like that, because most intelligent millionaires won't do that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But most millionaires will understand that there's a belief system that's in place that they realize will help get their business from point A to point B. So part of being at that point where you say, hey, I'm a millionaire, here's what a millionaire does. You start to now take on that personality, right?
Exactly.
A millionaire doesn't try to micromanage and do everything on his own. Right?
Right.
A millionaire understands that he has to have a team in place, and he's in control of the primary skill that he's best at, and then he delegates everything else out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So part of that. So you take on the belief. What's the next step after that?
Well,
Because you guys have done it all. I mean, you've $2.4 million worth of real estate. You've taught classes, investment classes. You came here
built the
from
largest
India.
investment club.
He's built the largest investment club, right?
Yeah.
So, and each of those are a new identity, right? So it takes on a belief that I can go in and I can do this even though I've never done it before. Right. So
again, in every step in our life, what we have done is we always look for successful models out there.
right.
What if I want to do X, whatever that X may be? We always look for what are the other people who have done this,
Correct. Right.
right? And if they've done it, that means it's possible. And if they're willing to teach you, whether it's their course or the training, that's what we do. We just shortcut it.
You shortcut it. Now, you don't have to have access to these people immediately. Like,
No.
you don't have to have access to the point where we're here, right?
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, there's books, there's videos, there's Google, there's YouTube, right? So you
So
can
much
go in
easier
and model.
nowadays. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So another question I want to ask you is, so someone has to invest in a program. It might be $997. It might be $1,000. They don't have it. Credit cards, right? You can go in. You can borrow it from your mom or dad. You can borrow it from a relative, maybe. You can go in and hustle and work.
PayPal has the 6 months thing too now.
PayPal has a 6-month PayPal credit option if you're in the U.S. So there's a few different options, right?
Right.
So one of the things that we learned tonight at this mastermind is not to ask, right? Like, why won't this work for me? But instead ask, how can I make this work for me? Right? How can I? So that one thing right there will totally change things for me and my business, right? How can I make this work? Or who can I align myself with to make it work? So here's the next thing. I want to go back to when you went to this Mark Victor Hansen event, Robert Allen. You saw what they were doing. Now these guys have huge names, right?
Yeah,
Robert Allen, he had the book Multiple Streams of Income.
Yep.
Mark Victor Hansen partnered with what's his name? What's the guy's name? A chicken noodle for the soul.
Yeah, that's his
chicken soup for the soul, right? So
yeah,
he
that's
sold
his book.
millions and millions of copies.
100 million
Huge
copies.
names, right?
Yeah.
So now they can get people to their event. What made you and your wife Irvi think, hey, we can follow this? Because that's going to be a question that a lot of people ask.
That's a very important question.
Right. I don't have a name right now.
Right.
How do I make this happen? You guys didn't have a name. No one knew you.
That is so true.
Right.
So while we were learning how to invest in real estate, we also started learning about marketing.
Okay.
My mentor Dan Kennedy told me this, and I still believe this. No matter what kind of business you are in, we are all in the same business, which is the business of marketing.
Marketing. Selling yourself.
Yeah, marketing,
Right.
marketing. So when you know how to market yourself, sell yourself, get new leads, your business will and consistently will grow, right? So most of the business suck at marketing.
That's how you do it, guys. That's how you come over here and in less than 10 years, right, you create a multi-million-dollar business. It's by modeling. And not just modeling, but taking massive action and doing what needs to be done and having no excuses, right? Man, I always tell people that, and some people can take this the wrong way, but I want you to take this the right way. If I had to hire 2 guys, I had to hire an immigrant or I had to hire someone that was a non-immigrant, I'm going to take the immigrant all the time.
As long as they're the similar skills.
As long as the skills are similar, yes.
Yes.
Right, exactly, right. That's a given. Man, you've given us a lot of great tips. The thing is, seeing something and regardless of where you are at, not letting an obstacle getting in your way. Right, I think that was the biggest thing, and I've watched you grow to that point, and I've seen you grow through many different things and morph into different businesses and be really successful at a lot of them. I've seen where you've done things really huge, $2.4 million with real estate, right? That's not a small thing in a short period of time. I've seen where you've stayed incredibly humble. Right? I've known this guy forever, and I've never seen him to have half the ego that I have.
I try very hard with
right,
you.
he tries very hard. But I mean, listen. The other thing that I think that's huge is the fact that model. But I think if people get that point right there, just find someone that is already successful at what it is that you want to be successful at, and then you go in and you take the shortcut by following what it is that they're doing right now, and then saying, hey, let me do what they're doing right and ignore what they've done wrong. Because most people that are successful, all you gotta see is the right stuff.
Exactly.
Right? You're not, if you look at, our Facebook posts, you look at anything that I post on social media, I'm not going to talk about when the kids are not acting right. I'm not going to talk about if I got a flat tire that day or, a client's not acting right or whatever. I'm showing you the good stuff, and that's it. So the guys that are successful, they're only going to show you the good stuff. So you model them and you just go in, you take massive action, and follow this guy on social media, Janak Mehta. How do you spell your Janak? Okay, and then your last name?
Mehta, Janak Mehta.
All right. If you're not following him on Facebook, right? Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram as well. LinkedIn, same name.
Okay, so if you're not following him, then this right here was a waste. And I know that if you've watched this far, then it wasn't a waste and you're serious. So especially if you're serious about any type of social media advertising, if you have a company right now and you're looking to get more visibility, if you're looking to grow that thing, then this is the guy that you want on your team, because he is super serious. Janak, man, it was a pleasure. Great to have you.
Thank you.
And
very much.
we'll be back for part 2. Let us know in the comments and share this if you want to get more on Janak and some of the things that he's doing as well. All right, take it easy, guys. Hey, Cohen here, and I got a free gift for you. It's a new copy of my latest book, Kindle Publishing Secrets Volume 1, and I want to give it to you for free. So let me explain what's in this book. So for the last 12 years, I've done nothing but publish content on Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing platform, and it's allowed me to literally create an amazing life, right? Creating content that becomes a new income stream with each new piece of content that you publish. With each new piece of content you publish, it turning into a passive recurring revenue stream. And it's stuff that you don't have to write yourself. Now, the beautiful part about this is if you are a writer, then you can go in and create your own content using the traditional means that you're used to. But if you're not a writer, then you go in and outsource it. So I put everything that I've discovered over the last 12 years of creating Kindle books and publishing Kindle books and creating a virtual Kindle publishing empire into this one book. And I want to give it to you for free. So here's how you're going to get your copy. Just by going to www.kindlecashflow.com/3 steps. That's right, kindlecashflow.com/3 steps, and you'll get your free book, right? So now here's the catch. I'm only giving this out to a certain number of people. We're gonna give away a couple hundred copies, and then after that, it's gone. So if you wanna get one of these books that actually has the secrets of everything that I've done over the last decade to build up a massive Kindle publishing empire, you can go in and get it right now for free and ahead of everyone else, right? This is going to be available for sale pretty soon. I'll probably make it available for sale for about $100 a copy because it's that rare and it's that limited. But right now, you can get it for free by going to kindlecashflow.com/3 steps, all lowercase. kindlecashflow.com/3 steps, all lowercase. And I'll see you on the inside, and I'll see you living a passive, recurring revenue life as well.